Radha Damodar. Here we are on 29th of August. Tomorrow is Lalita Saptami.
परिक्रमा करना डेली, जैसे 7 कोस जाना, 7 कोस आना और 7 कोस की परिक्रमा करना, तब वे वृंदावन में आके जब
I'm paying my respect to Bhakti Janara Jivana Goswami. He was mostly in Kharakpur, West Bengal. And of course, Bhakti Vedanta. Yeah, Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami. And of course my Babaji, Guru, Nirmal Chand, the Mahanta of Radha Damodar. And give our respects to Srila Jiva Goswami. And Krishnadas Kaviraj. Yeah, okay, so now is the 29th of August. Tomorrow is Lalita Saptami, and the next day is Radhastami. But today is Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Par Astu Sarasata Shri Shriman Mad Bhakti Prasad Puri Goswami Thakur Pushpa Samadhi. Yeah. Of course, this is his appearance date. This is the month of Bhadra, Shukla, and Shosti. So this is his appearance date. Yeah. Just, well, you know, all the different manjaris and all the different Attasakis are appearing there in this time. Yeah, we'll offer him a nice garland of lotus flowers. Yes, this is a very old samadhi. I wanted to fix this samadhi up too, because he's such a personality. Of course, you know, many personalities who are very prominent, they have some people who go on one side, I'll just say like that. Some people go on one side, and other people that go on another side. They approach them at a different angle. So, of course, somebody like this personality, he was that same way. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada left this planet, he was appointed as the Acharya, and he sat. But he was not in the mood of being Acharya. He was more in the mood of just translating and things like that. So after a while, he abandoned that position, which is a high position, and he mostly took to just translating books. To be able to translate books, he had to leave the mott. That was his life ambition. He wanted to take, actually, you can see it as the order of his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, because Bhaktisiddhanta had mentioned that he wanted different important scriptures of the Goswamis preserved in a correct manner. So he came here to Vrindavan. First, because he's such an incredible personality, even before he was given Diksha by Bhaktisiddhanta, he wrote the pranam prayers for Bhaktisiddhanta. The regular one, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Okay, that is just regular. He wrote Shri Varshavanavi Devi Daikavridayane Krishna Sambandha Vigyana Dayane Prabhave Namaha and Madhujala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute and Namaste Gauravani Shrimurtaye Dina Tadine Rupa Nuga Vidupada Siddhanta Dvanta Harine. He wrote those right at the beginning. And of course he was such a scholar. He's from a very well-known family called the Bosch. Yeah, everybody knows that family. So he wasn't just any person. And he was so scholarly that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta always had him near his side to make comments. And I did put a plaque up here on his samadhi one time, and the plaque stated that if you want to know Srimad Bhagavatam, you should go to Ananta Vasudeva. And that was said by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So I put the plaque up here, but those that are on the other side decided to take off the plaque. So at one point after he saw the confusion of the guru, Bhaktisiddhanta was very strong. And this personality was more a intellectual, and he wasn't into telling people what to do. So it was too much for him. So he had all the responsibilities, all legal responsibilities and everything. So when you got legal responsibilities, people will really bother you. So he just escaped. He had told people that he was leaving. And if you can see, he's wearing white. Although up here it says that he's a sannyasi, Goswami Maharaj, but he preferred to wear white. Not because he was Babaji, but because he was married even in the presence of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He was married. So he wore white. He never put on saffron. After Bhaktisiddhanta left, they also asked him that if you're going to sit as the Acharya, you have to become a sannyasi. So that didn't last too long. Yeah, that didn't last too long. So then he decided, okay, I'm going to leave. So he just sat down with all the God brothers and told them, I'm leaving, and I'm leaving with the girl that you all know. In other words, I'm not just picking up somebody else. I'm giving honor to that girl that everybody already knows. So he left, but he only went to Bhuvaneshwar. And he tried to hide in Bhuvaneshwar. But so many people came there to Bhuvaneshwar, especially people that followed him. And, persons that had taken Diksha from him. So then he says, okay, I'll go from here, and I'm going to go all the way to Vrindavan. But he didn't come into the popular place of Vrindavan. He went into a place called Bahuleshwara. Bahuleshwara is like off it's one of the important places. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat there too. So he thought that appropriate. Oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat here, I will sit here and translate. Oh, with his wife. So he tried to hide there, but still, people found him. And this is around 1954, 55. All this is happening. But here in Vrindavan, there was an explosion of Gaudiya. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj was opening up his temple in Mathura. And my Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he was here in Radha Damodar. Of course, in 59 is when he took sannyas. But he was here in this area in that time. So it was very contradictory because his mood was one and their mood was another. He never, and this is something he stood by, he never wanted to sell one granth. Not one scripture he would sell. So everybody is like marveled. How did he do it? How did he take care of himself? How did he print so many granths? And when I say so many granths, I mean so many. 49 of the scriptures, the really important ones are the 6 Goswamis. And imagine it. He's here in Vrindavan. He would translate. He would take him and his wife and his child, when it was alive, and they would go all the way to Dhaka, Bangladesh. And he would sit there and make sure it was the best printing place at that time for anything in Sanskrit. So he went through all that trouble. And then he would bring it back. And there are records at Janmastan that he donated truckloads of granth. I'm not talking about, carload. Talking about truckloads of granths. And he would give it to them and say, you give it out to the people free, and if they give you a donation, that's all right. But don't sell it. So he was marvelous. How he was able to do all that. And of course, he's from aristocratic, wonderful family, but he was still here just on his own. And many times people would say he just ran around with a gumsha and, like a madman, talking about Krishna and everything, when he wasn't translating. He did so many other things too. So I was always, feeling bad that such a personality and not so much accepted. My only way to find out, actually, what is right and wrong is by my Diksha Guru. So, in that time when Srila Prabhupada was passing away from this world, they asked him, so how should we view Ananta Vasudeva? Who, it's so much criticism this way and that way. How should we view him? And then Srila Prabhupada spoke so nicely. He says, he gave his life and served his Guru so much. So he went back to Godhead, back to Golok, and he's with his Guru. So I take that stand. There may be some criticisms still within the people's hearts and everything, but he did do so much for his Guru. And where else would he go? Yeah. Let's see. I may be able to get some light here. There. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. Ananta Vasudeva. What I'm going to try to do is just go to the place where he lived in Chipigali, and then maybe a temple, but everything's going to close pretty soon. Yeah, everything's closing up in just a while. So we'll move along, and I hope I can hold this. Yeah, hi, Jai, Ananta Vasudeva ki Jai, Ananta Vasudeva ki Jai, Ananta Vasudeva ki Jai. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Vasudeva ki Jai. Yeah, just passing by here, Rishi Radha Chamasundar. Haribo!
महान तेरी उम्मीद तेरे इंतजार करते गए और ऐ सनम हम तो सिर्फ तुमसे प्यार करते गए।
Yes! Jai Ganapati! Bhajan Kutir of Ananta Vasudeva. His wife and him lived here, and it's quite a nice place. It's in Chippewa, very hard to find, and here's where he practically hid. And people would say that peacocks would gather in the morning and dance in front of his house. Yeah, in so much appreciation. Yeah. Of course, right? Yeah. Yeah, of course, at this time, there's so many houses around him, you know. But this is the Bhajan Kutir, and this was turned over to Mr. Mishra. The person who gave him this Bhajan Kutir was one of the Radha Raman Goswamis who loved him so much. And Purushottama Goswami was the son of that Goswami, and I can't remember his name. You know, Purushottama Goswami was the son, but I can't remember the father's name. You know, so this is where he stayed. This is where he wrote, and they said he would just run out at all hours in a gamsha and just chanting and chanting. So you know, a perfected person. Nama Om Vishnu Vedaya Krishna Vasavitadeshmati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Nami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pachani Evashesa Sunyavadi Paschatani O Ananta Vasudeva. My Guru Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada stated that you went back to Golok. So there's no doubt in my mind that I should be doing this. And you're such a contradictory person. What a personality he was. What a personality. But that's, you know, big personalities are like that. They are so contradictory. Mahaprasad, Narayan? I'm going to take Mahaprasad? Right, wait a minute. Just, but Gopal Ne, huh? Gopal Ne? Darshan?
Gopal.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Just Toda Darshan. This Gopal, he was just eating. we just broke up as eating. Yeah. So there's Gopal. The Gopal is the one he was worshiping, and of course one of his disciples, Dr. Mishra, he took over this house. And Narayan, he takes care of the house for many, many years. Oh. And, oh. Ah, yeah. Thank you very much, Narayan. And Asan, Ananta Vasudeva. Oh, let me get a close up. Jai Ananta Vasudeva ki jai. Yeah, it's around. It's after 8:30, and I don't think I can make it over to the temple, the Gaudiya mission. Okay, I don't think I can make it over to the temple, this Gaudiya mission. So I'll just stop right here. Yeah. TK. That's good. That's good. Narayan, good. Yeah. Narayan. Yeah, good. Okay. Oh, Ananta Vasudeva. Hope this is good. Bus.